When I first encountered emotional freedom techniques or tapping, I thought my friend was playing a trick on me, but she wasn't. She was giving me a valuable tool that would help me personally, that would help my patients. I was a hospital chaplain at the time, and would help my future clients. Hey, I'm Cyrus Bush, and I want to show you a technique that can revolutionize your life. If you've never encountered tapping, emotional freedom techniques, it looks unusual, but it's a really amazing stress management tool. And I've wanted to make this video for a long time, and now I'm doing it for you. So what do you do? How do you use tapping? It looks strange, but let me explain a little bit about it. You tap on certain parts of your face and upper torso, and this tapping, it's been discovered by research at Harvard and with Dr. Peter Stapleton and Dr. Dawson Church. It sends a calming message to your fight or flight center, the amygdala. So if something is triggering you and you ordinarily just become irate, you become fearful, or you have some overwhelming emotion, it's a way to stabilize that. It's a way to monitor that, to control that and put you back in control. Like I say, it looks unusual, but it works. So what have you got to lose? Suspend your belief and give this a try. The first thing to do is state the problem. There are 5 different steps that you take when you're doing emotional freedom techniques. You state the problem, you measure the intensity, and then 0 to 10, how intense is it? And then where do you feel that in your body? The third thing is to do a setup statement, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. The next thing is to tap through the points on your face and upper torso, and the points are the top of your head, where the hair begins on your eyebrow. Tap it on either side or one side. Just beside your eye on the ocular bone, just below the pupil, and if you wear glasses, it can be a bit challenging, so you might want to take your glasses off. Just under the nose, above the lip. The dip in the chin, just below the lip. Then where the collarbone meets, comes together, and you've got the little bumps on the end of the collarbone, go down about 1 inch and out about 1 inch. I like to use my hand like this, the thumb and the fingers, or both hands. 4 inches under your armpit is another tapping point where you would wear your Fitbit or your wristwatch, and then where you would latch your wristwatch or Fitbit. All right? So to demonstrate this, think of something that may have happened to you in the last week or 2 or 3. And as you recall it, you still feel the intense emotions. Maybe you don't want to keep feeling that. So I want you to, I'll give you a moment, recall something that caused a sense of unpleasant emotion. Check to see where you may be feeling that in your body. If it's anger, if it's fear, if it's worry. Is it in your chest? Do you feel it in your gut? Do you feel it shoulders, in your head? Most people will feel it somewhere. Give it a number of intensity, 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense it can possibly be. And 0, no intensity at all. You wouldn't want to tap if it was a 0, you'd be fine. All right? And then just follow along with me. We're going to tap those places. Right here is the first place you tap as we do a setup statement. And repeat after me. Even though it happened. And as I think of it, as I recall it, I feel all these emotions, or all this emotion. I completely accept myself. I acknowledge this is the way I feel. Go to the top of the head. Focus on where you're feeling that in your body. All this emotion. The eyebrow point. This negative emotion that I feel when I recall that. Side of the eye. Let's say it's anger. All this anger. Under the eye. All this anger when I recall that incident. Just under the nose. All this anger. The dip under the lip. all this anger that I'm feeling. Collarbone. All this anger that I'm feeling in my body. Under the arm. So much anger as I recall what happened. On the wrist. All this anger under the wrist. So much anger when I think of that. Top of the head. I wonder if it's possible to dial back the intensity of the anger. I really would love to dial back the intensity of the anger. I really would love to release that anger. Under the eye. I'm tired of holding this anger. It's not helping me or anyone else. I give myself permission to release the anger. On the chin. Giving myself permission to release the anger. Giving myself permission to let it go. Under the arm. Sending a message to my body, mind, and spirit that I'm okay. On the wrist. Releasing the anger, even though they may not deserve to be forgiven. Under the wrist. I choose to release the anger. Top of the head. Releasing the anger just now. Put your hand on your heart, take a deep breath. Blow it out. Tune in and see how you feel. That's just a couple of rounds of tapping on. I decided to focus on anger midstream, but it could have been worry, it could have been fear, it could have been any number of negative emotions that you were feeling. And as you focus on that, it seems counterintuitive, but the tapping helps you think of it and feel it in a different way. So go back and do this as many times as you'd like. If you have questions or if you have comments, I welcome those. And again, thank you for taking the time to learn this basic recipe of emotional freedom techniques. It can change your life and be a blessing for you and those around you. Again, I'm Cyrus Bush, and I wish you all the best. See you next time.